Good evening, everybody. Cynthia Burge, I live in South Lake Erie. I don't know what to say. Can I pick this up? Yeah. I don't really know what to say. I mean, there's been so many things said already. I just would like to say thanks to my community. I mean, why don't you say what you really think? But I want to just go over a few things. I think this is much, much bigger than the aggregate pilot project. I think it speaks to a global issue of corporate greed and people bowing to the corporations. I don't think, to quote a friend of mine, that Randy Hawes has had an original thought in his head for his whole time in office. I mean, it speaks to the lack of power that our governments have to these corporations. I think an indication of us here tonight gathered is showing that we have to do it from a grassroots level. As far as the FBRD, I'm extremely disappointed that we haven't had more support from the FBRD. We have met with you and asked you to at least notify the people that this meeting was going on. It was too expensive. I know this issue has been brought up. It would cost like $2,000 to have notified the 14,000 residents that would have been affected. And you guys thought it was too much money. I can't even fathom that mentality. I just can't. We, as citizens, have gathered money to mail out to our own communities to let them know. And this is what we brought here. If you guys wanted us to know about it, you would have mailed it out. You didn't even use your sign on the FBRD office to advertise this meeting. That wouldn't have cost you a cent. And I know, like, I was talking to Rick and Graham and Wendy. They're lovely people. But I guess there's so much pressure being put on from other areas, you know. And again, we've already spoken about Randy not being here. He's on holidays, folks. Poor guy. Holidays. He deserves a holiday, but it's a lack of courage is all it is. That's all it is. It's a lack of courage to face that. A few more things. I know other people want to talk, and I don't want you to come back tomorrow night because we're holding Walmart movie night over at Harrison Mills. So come see that because we got Walmart pushing its way into our territory too. Without any public input. Without any public input. Can you believe it? It's amazing. Anyways, okay, back to the situation at hand here. This was deliberately done behind closed doors, without our input, without our knowledge. Anybody who tells you any differently, just point to the fact that they won't even advertise on their own sign. Also, the areas, the red, green, and yellow areas, that is reminiscent of what happened about 20 years ago or whenever it was with the fish farms. We all know what happened with the fish farms. Nobody paid any attention to those colors, that mapping. So just forget about that when they tell you. It says right in the document, they're not static, they can be changed. So let's forget about that. I've got so many things here, but again, I gotta let other people talk. One last thing I just want to say about Supernatural BC.
Super unnatural BC.
What's happening? You know, we have this, we're blessed to live in this just abundantly rich area here. It is supernatural BC. It's not gonna be. When I asked Randy about that, you know, I said, what are people gonna come and see? He said, oh, don't worry, I'm putting a walkway all by the Fraser River. I said, you better put it by the Fraser River so there's at least something for people to look at. The mountains are being hauled down the road. Just sit out at the road, watch the logging trucks, watch the gravel trucks. They're being hauled away, guys, hauled away. You must see that. You must see that where you are. They're just being hauled down the highway. The other thing I want to say, and then I'll pass the mic on, is that when we met with Randy Hawes, he said we could hold our rallies, sign our petitions, and he was going to legislate the APP through anyways. Where's our democracy? This is democracy here. So please, please, we urge you to take this information, to bring it to the table, and you guys are responsible. You have responsibility here. You can't just say, you know, it's out of our hands. Use the power that you have. Fight for the power. We need you to do that. You need to represent us. That is your job. That's your responsibility. And we're going to hold you to that. And for holding this meeting, and thank you. I'm sure you're lovely people, but I do want you to take this personally.